Hi everyone, it's Vicki here today and I'm designing for Hip Kit Club and I'm still using the September 2019 kits. My October kit is winging its way. So it's Sketch Friday, there's a sketch by Elsie and our assignment for this week is to flip a sketch. So as you can see, Elsie's put some paper along the top, torn paper along the top, and then put her photos horizontally across the page. I'm going to flip it so that I do this vertically. So I've just got some white cardstock there and I've got the paper, that tiled paper from Dear Lizzie, which I absolutely adore. It's just so lovely, and luckily I had the added paper kit, so I had 2 pages of it, which is very lucky for me. And I've got all these Dear Lizzie frames that match the collection and I want to use a few on this layout. So you would have seen that there were 3 photos across the page and I only have 2 photos, but I'm going to add in several frames as well. So that's my interpretation on the sketch. So here you can see me just sort of moving frames around and trying to decide where to put things and what I'm going to use. And in a minute I'll settle on sort of roughly what I'm going to do. So I just love these frames. They have sort of sparkle, you know, like foil in them. That's the word I'm looking for. They have some foil in them. They match the papers. They have text on them, and yeah, they just look really cute. And I had that flower still cut out from the fabulous floral Dear Lizzie paper that you can see there. So I used that, and then I'm just going to cut out a couple more, which I'll speed through by the power of video. So the photos I'll tell you are of my goddaughter, and that was her birthday a few years ago actually. We were at TGI Fridays and she was eating a big sundae, so I thought I'd get a picture of her eating it. She pulled a funny face at me. So yeah, quite cute. I haven't scrapped them before, so I thought I would do that. And there's lots of colour on the page, so I left them black and white because they were quite bright coloured photos. All the lights in TGI Fridays always give you lots of glare, so they looked better in black and white. So that's roughly what I'm going to do there. Next of all, I'm going to stick this down, and I'm just hanging it over a bit more than I was. So I'm just going to cut that piece off there. Okay, with my craft knife. And so I'm happy with that. There I was changing channel on Netflix, changing shows on Netflix, excuse that. I can't remember what I was watching actually. Okay, so now I'm going to put some mixed media on the page. So the Lindy's Magicals that came in the kit are what I'm going to use. That one is the Cocklebell's Coral. I'm just using the packaging technique. Looks a hot mess. Don't see much of it later, so don't panic. even I had a minor panic at this stage, thinking what on earth have I done? Because I didn't use any gesso, I just put it down on the page, so it soaks right in. There's nothing you can do once it's in. So I did have a bit of a panic, but it all turns out okay in the end. And this second shaker this is shaker and it's called Glittering Gold, and it's got lovely shimmer to it. When it dries, it looks really nice. So here we go. I'm reassembling the frames and the photos and the flowers. Takes a little bit of adjustment. This layout is fairly simple actually. I think the frames really add something to it, so I didn't need many embellishments around it. I wanted the 3 flowers that are represented in the sketch, but yeah, apart from that, not much else on there. So that's pretty much how it's going to look. So I think the next thing I'll be doing after I've done this, I'm just going to map the photos. So I've just pulled out some Pocket Life cards, and I'm just going to do a little mat around the 2 photos. So a pink one there at the top and more orangey one at the bottom, just to match the gradient on the paper. Yeah, and I'm happy with that. So I think I'll stick the photos to the Project Life cards in a moment, but this is where I'm starting to stick everything down. So I don't actually put any foam behind any of the frames. I sort of stick them on top of each other, which is a bit of a mission in itself because they're not all laying flat. But I do, you'll notice in a bit, add some, I put something on top of it to hold it down a bit. So there, I'm just putting all those things in. I do add a bit of foam onto the flowers and onto the photos, but you'll see that in just a moment. So there, they're all placed, so now I'm just sort of holding them down a bit. Okay, and they'll need a bit more in a minute. They don't stick brilliantly. I've got the Scotch tacky glue, which is good glue, but it just takes a moment to stick properly. So you've got to make sure you push it down to hold it sometimes. But you don't have to hold it for long and then it will stick. So here we go, just putting the flowers back in place. So I get some foam to put behind. So that, first of all, that flower there on the left, that I just foam up. Then I put some foam sort of behind half of the flower. So the part of the flower that's not under the photo, I foam that so it sticks up and adds a bit of dimension at the sides. You can see what I mean there. So I did that, and then I'll add another piece down at the bottom there. And this will be, I think, where I stick my ATG gun on to try and hold everything down. And then I just put a little slip of foam at the top of each photo, just so the bottom's flat to the page, but the top is popped up. And that just adds a bit of extra dimension there. Because I wanted to tuck the bottom of it underneath the frame. So it's sort of half in, half out of the frame, if you see what I mean. Okay, a bit more ATG gun action here, which has my name on. I put my name on it so that when I'm in a crop I don't misplace it, because I'm very good at that. Okay, so now I'm just getting the magicals out just to do a few splatters. So I'll do some of the Cocklebell's coral at the top and some of the, what was it called, glittering gold at the bottom. I love these magicals. They have such amazing shimmer in them, and they just look really lovely. You'll see a bit better in the close-ups. Okay, if I do sound a bit hollow, by the way, it's because my craft room's almost empty. We're moving and I've cleared most of it out, and I just feel like it's really unfriendly in here and a bit echoey. So those are the word stickers from Paige Evans Truly Grateful. So I just put this on there. And just because there was text on the sketch underneath the photos, so I just wanted to put a little something there. And then my title's going to be Yummy, because the ice cream sundae was yummy. So I've just split the word up because I didn't see how else I could really fit that there unless I did that. And I really love those big iridescent alphabets. So now this is just a flare button from I think Pretty Little Studio. Yeah, Pretty Little Studio, which is just going to slot in there above the flower next to the photo. And I do believe that is the final layout. Yep, there you go, the final layout. I hope you like it. I hope it gives you some inspiration. There are some close-ups coming along as well. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Vicky for Hip Kit Club. Bye-bye.